All right, let's go over the best Demon Hunter starter build for Season 27 in Diablo 3. So this is the brand new angelic Sanctified power that you guys are seeing on a Yang's Recurve. Ideally, this is what you get. This is going to be the best build for Demon Hunter at the start. The reason why is you're going to be getting Unhallowed Essence as one of the seasonal journeys progression, and it is definitely going to be the best. Now, what does it exactly do? So what it does is it makes it so we're going to have the ability to roll this on any single piece of gear that we happen to have. Ideally, it'd probably be best in the very beginning to roll it on a Yang's Recurve if you can. We're just looking for the ability to make it so Strafe now casts the last non-channeled hatred spending ability cast. That's what we're really here for, and you can put this on any piece of gear. It doesn't have to be on your bow, but more likely you want to make your bow like a primal in terms of the stats, and that's what you're going to try to go for. So basically what this build is it's an Unhallowed Essence multi-shot Demon Hunter. So now that we have the effect out of the way, again, you don't have to roll it on your bow. It's just more likely going to be on your bow as an ideal choice. It rolls 1 out of 3 choices. If you guys are looking for the best build, this is going to be the best starter build. Most people will transition more likely into Impale. However, there's another cluster arrow build that you can play. Those ones are going to be the greatest builds for pushing in terms of the highest GRs, but this is the best build for starters. You're going to be just pounding out those Paragon points with this build because it's super fast. We'll also show off 2 different variants of the build, as there's different things that you can swap in and out to make it a little bit better. Maybe if you do want to even try pushing with this build, that can kind of be an option as well, but you may have to swap up certain things. So starting right off, this is going to be the starter for most people. Is going to, of course, get that 6-piece of the Unhallowed Essence, but that's easy to obtain because it's literally the season journey. So basically, you're looking to get 6 pieces of it. You're going to get 5 pieces plus the Royal Ring of Grandeur. Put that inside of your cube. The only important things to mention with this build, because it's kind of like a standard Diablo build where you're looking for crit hit chance, crit hit damage, area damage. Those are kind of like the main things in Diablo. But there is something a little bit different with the Unhallowed Essence, and that is going to be that with its bonus, because you get extra damage per point of discipline that you have, you actually want to put points into discipline. Those points are going to be obtained through your chest piece as well as with your bow and on your offhand, which is the quiver. Those are going to be the differences that a lot of people may not know about, so that's something super important to mention. Also with Season 27, we have a nice buff with the Guardian set. So with the Guardian set, with the 3-piece bonus, our base stats are going to be able to be essentially doubled here, which is really great if you can get your hands on the 2-piece. And of course, since we're already running the Royal Ring of Grandeur, this could be excellent for that. So that's going to be basically the newish changes here that I would say that are kind of important to highlight. So in the very beginning, if you don't happen to get focused and restraint, or if you just don't want to use like a spender, if you don't want to, that's totally fine. You can completely run a new skill here, because I know a lot of people like focus and restraint. You can run Captain Crimson. It's kind of up to you on what you want to run. Both builds can easily do T16 like speed farming, or you can do like GR100s just for speed. Depending on what you want to run, you can also run the Rapid Clarities. It doesn't really matter too much, but Guardians is definitely going to give you a lot of value earlier on before, let's say, like several thousand Paragons. If you do want to achieve that, sure, you can drop Guardians later, but most people, you're going to probably stick with the Guardians throughout most of the season unless you're getting like thousands of Paragons. But here are the important things to mention. Like I said, Yang's Recurve, on max roll, we don't have the ability to like make it Sanctified, so it's just keep in mind, again, you want to make sure that you get that Sanctified power, the angelic legendary power, on something. It doesn't have to be the bow, but I highly recommend the bow. Make sure you get the reduce all resource costs. This is actually really nice because you're going to be spending a lot of resources because you'll be attacking very fast. You can also, in your helmet, throw in a topaz. This is going to give you extra resource cost reduction. Also, because you're going to be going really fast, I really recommend in the very beginning, you can run Reaper's Wraps if you want to. You can also run Blood Vengeance. This really helps out with your hatred generation. You just got to collect a globe and it's going to give you a lot more hatred as well as discipline. I really like running Smokescreen. With Vanishing Powder. You can also run Tactical Advantage if you want to go faster. You can even throw in Hot Pursuit if you want to go faster. Just make sure you're basically one-shotting everything. That's the whole point with this. This is not a highest best build for pushing. It's more just for speed clearing, but it's the best build for Demon Hunter at the start of the brand new season because it just cleans up stuff almost faster than almost any class in the game. Monk can be pretty fast, Barb can be pretty fast, but like you're getting Ryment and you're getting a Waste on Barb. This one just obliterates everything really fast. Unless you're playing like the Water Monk, which is Inez, this just outclasses almost every single class in the very beginning. Plus, it's, again, the seasonal start. So, in terms of pieces of gear, what you're looking for, again, you're looking at 5 pieces of the Unhallowed Essence. You can mix and match if you're running Cabinet Crimson. course, you can run the pants. It doesn't really matter. Nothing too important to mention with that. Other great things to mention, Mantle of Channeling. This can be great. But in terms of like the rolls on the pieces of gear, the important things to mention, crit chance, crit damage, area damage, just like any other Diablo build. I'll mouse over them real quick. I'll also link it down below in case you guys want to read every single thing. But pretty much what you're looking for to do, crit chance, crit damage, and then multi-shot damage if you can get it in your helmet as well as in the boots. And then this can also get multi-shot damage, but then also, since it's a legendary, it gives you that extra bonus here. Now, in terms of the skills, you can kind of mix and match. Again, if you don't want to run like Entangling Shot, feel free to go ahead and run something else. You can run a pet. That's for the people that don't want to run either Focus and Restraint, or if you don't want to run like the Wraps of Clarity, that's totally an option as well. Just run a pet. What pet would I recommend? If you want survivability, the boar. If you want damage, the wolf. So we're running Focus and Restraint, or you can run Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. That'll give you more uptime on your smoke screen, so you can spam it, so you can run Tactical Advantage. You can go even faster if you want to. Keep in mind, the gems are kind of swappable as well. In the very beginning, you can run Bane of the Powerful, but pretty much Zaystone of Vengeance as well as the Bane of the Trapped, and then Teguk, because you're going to be constantly spinning. So as far as the rest of the gems, you want to run Diamonds just for more survivability, but if you happen to have Emeralds, by all means throw them in if you want more damage. This is going to be better for survivability, because that's going to be maybe an area which could be a little bit difficult. You can also consider, if you want to, throw inside of the cube or equip it the Elusive Ring. That's going to make it so you'll have extra survivability. But Convention of Elements, Zodiac, you can also run Traveler's Pledge if you want to mix and match some of those. Quartz Necklace is ideal because you get more damage out of it. But in terms of the skills, this is what we're running on pretty much most of the builds. So obviously you need to run multi-shot. You can run fire if you want to, but most people will opt to run the physical one. And then we have Strafe. You want Drifting Shadow for the rune. That's going to give you increased movement speed. And then with Preparation, you just want to increase your maximum discipline. And then we have Entangling Shot if you want to activate it. You can also run the weapon that gives you bonus like flat damage for group play. That one's also another option. But Entangling Shot, or you can run Bolas if you want to apply the cold. It doesn't really matter for the most part. It almost plays like a god DH, but you don't even have to like use this if you don't want to. It's just to proc other effects or Focus and Restraint. And then you have Vengeance. Dark Heart can be used. You can also run Seath for extra resource generation if that's what you need. But with the Reaper's Wraps, or if you want to run the Blood Vengeance, that basically can suffice for the resource generation. And then Smoke Screen, I like Vanishing Powder. You can run Vault. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of different builds that you can run. But in terms of what we're looking for on like bracers, just physical damage. Amulet also get physical damage once you reach a certain amount of Paragon. This becomes better than main stat on most of the pieces of gear. Again, area damage is what you kind of want to go for. Cooldown reduction may not be super important in the very beginning because you don't really need it if you're running Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. So keep that in mind as well when you're making this build. But yeah, Captain Crimson's could be better for pushing. I was at one point even trying with Odd Guilds, but in the very beginning, I would highly recommend kind of copying this. You can also run Mantle of Channeling. You can also run Hexing Pants and Mr. Yan, whichever one that you maybe get. Both of those are great viable options in the very beginning. But anyways, yeah, I'll link it down below if you guys want like the full build without me talking about it here. But there's nothing too special with this build that would be important to mention that I haven't mentioned that's already over here. But in terms of the passives, oh, you know what, we can go over the passives real quick. Almost forgot those. So I'm running Steady Aim. I like Ambush. Ambush is pretty much most build. Blood Vengeance is kind of an optional one. I like Tactical Advantage for speed, or you can mix in like Hot Pursuit if you want that. Those are other options. You can also do Call of the Week. Those are all great options, but we're really looking to go min-max in speed. Now, if you want to, technically you can go Boon of the Hoarder, Avarice Band. You go even faster, but I would say pretty much for most people, like, they don't really want to level that up. And as far as like I can tell, like, I've made lots of build guides, and a lot of you guys like, I don't want to level up Boon of the Hoarder. I totally get it. So if you guys want to go even faster, you can also run the bracers. There's a set of bracers that let you go even faster, which is called the Wars. Is it Wars Gen? This one over here, where every time you destroy a wreckable object, but like most people they just don't want to deal with it, and I get it. So feel free to do what you want. I like Nemesis bracers because, again, this is all about speed. I'd recommend Nemesis bracers over it, but if you want to cube one of them, or one of your party members, maybe you throw it on one of your followers, that's another option. And also I'll link a follower guide down below if you guys want to check that out. But pretty much that wraps up the build guide. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new here and you do want to see the best Demon Hunter build guide for like pushing, I'll be dropping that very soon. But anyways, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.